All right, guys. So I want to address a question that keeps coming up by prominently right wingers. And it's this idea that if you don't like the United States, why don't you leave? Now, there's more to it than just right wingers because there are quite a few people on the left who already have left. Certain celebrities, for example. I understand why. Experts on fascism have pretty much unanimously claimed that they know enough about the topic that they know what to look for. They see the signs, and we have long passed the point where it's just like, my feelers are out. Like, I'm starting to see some signs that are problematic. Like, maybe we should pay attention and see how things go from here. Like, we're long past that. Um, so many people are deciding that they don't want to risk living in a full-on fucking fascist state, dictatorship. Completely understandable. I personally will not, and I'll explain why. So, I am a patriot, not like what I call fake patriots that are like making like this false concept of the United States, like involving power and uh, projecting that power across the world. That's like it's like a faux patriot that's like it's more about their identity being tied to this like tribalism of like again that power than it is anything like significant. I'm a patriot in the sense that I love the ideals that my country actually stands for. This is what a lot of people on the right don't seem to understand. They have like this bastardized version. Like they want to live in Russia, and they've like decided that they're going to turn the United States into Russia in some way, at least in specific ways, and like completely change all of our core values and act as if that's been the case all along. And it's just absolute bullshit. It's hilarious. But so one big thing that keeps getting brought up as well, and it relates to what I'm talking about here, is they're labeling, like for instance, MAGA labeled Antifa a terrorist organization. For one, it's not an organization. It doesn't have a hierarchy in the traditional sense. You can't you can't criminalize an ideology. It just doesn't work. Retarded people. But more importantly, let's unpack what the term even means. All it means is being anti-fascist. It's really that simple. And if you have like a strong reaction to anti-fascism, you are by definition not American, at least in your values. You don't understand what it means to be an American. So, who are the original anti-fascists? So, fascism, well, big, at least capital F fascism, began in Italy under Mussolini. I'm sure most of you know that. But it became prominent at that time and started spreading. So, the original Antifa, if you want to get down to it, other than the specific people in Germany who were actually trying to fight, and in Italy as well, but we're mainly talking about the allies of World War II. The allies are the United States, the United Kingdom, France, the Soviet Union, and some people would include China in that. Some people disagree, so it's either the big four or the big three, depending on whether or not you include China. Those are the original Antifa. So unless you make the claim that essentially fucking the soldiers, our soldiers in World War II were terrorists for having anti-fascist ideology, like, you don't have a point. It's hilarious. Like, I really don't understand how you people get brainwashed so easily. You're in a cult, like an actual cult. We actually have experts on cults who describe the similarities between MAGA and cults. It's so the similarities are so significant that you can essentially just go ahead and claim MAGA is a cult. So I'm not talking about just if you happen to agree with Donald Trump on specific policies. That's not MAGA. MAGA are the diehard, like, estimates vary, but like 25 to 33% of the country that agree with everything Donald Trump says, even if he says something that goes against something that they traditionally have ideology on. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, there's no values, it doesn't matter that Trump constantly lies. When he's fact checked, they're just like, shrug, that's not true. Like, facts don't matter at all. They're in a cult. That's what I'm talking about. So for me, I'm a patriot in the sense that I stand for what the United States has always been about, not some bastardized, like, hate mongering bullshit that is constantly being spread at the moment, but the truth, the original truth. So, just as one example, the Statue of Liberty. There are few symbols that represent the United States more than the Statue of Liberty. So, what does it mean? The Statue of Liberty represents freedom, opportunity, and welcome, symbolizing the ideals of liberty that the United States was founded upon and the long-standing friendship between France and the US. Her key symbolic elements include the torch, liberty and enlightenment, the tablet inscribed with America's independence date, the seven-rayed crown, continents and seas, and the broken chains at her feet, the end of tyranny. For millions of immigrants, it also became a powerful symbol of a new beginning and a refuge in a land of opportunity. That is what the United States is about. If you reject that, much in the same way that I've been on recently about, like, MAGA being faux Christians, you cannot be MAGA and call yourself a Christian because you literally go against all of the actual teachings and the example of Jesus Christ. You cannot be in a member of MAGA and claim that you're a Christian. You're not. You're fake. You may not like that, but the beauty about facts is they're true even if you don't like them. They're true even if you don't believe them. And yet again, I'll drum on this point over and over, at least until it seems to gain some sort of traction with retarded people. Christian nationalism as a concept goes against Christianity. You're worshiping a state. You're idolizing a country. Jesus Christ is about all people. Christianity is about all people as a result. You're trying to, like, again, borrow from the popularity and widespread belief of Christianity And you're trying to hijack that to make it like this nationalist movement. And Jesus Christ was 100% against that in every way, shape, and form. If you don't know that, then you're basically conceding that an atheist knows more about your book and about your belief system than you do. And that is fucking sad. And that shows exactly what I'm claiming, that you're fake. It's not about your beliefs. It's not about the religion. It's about using the religion to hijack people, I guess, to use that strong ability to like indoctrinate people through like tribal means and gaining power. And this is fascism 101. This is how it always goes. That's how it happened in Italy. This isn't new. So the reason why I remain, I've covered a lot of it already here, is because I believe in what the United States actually is, not some fake representation created by fear and fucking like divisive rhetoric. And I will continue to fight for that. It would take a lot, and I mean a lot, for me to decide that, the time has come for me to pack up and leave. We're nowhere near that point. So hopefully this answers some of your questions. Feel free to disagree with me, but keep in mind, my response to you is going to, at least in some sense, it's going to be a mirror of your initial dialogue, I guess. If you come at me like a troll, I'm going to treat you like a troll, and I'm going to make you look like an imbecile. If you want to engage in substantive dialogue, then do so, but do not completely rely on emotional fucking reasoning and ad hominem personal attacks. You're not going to offend me, I assure you. But you will waste my time at a certain point, not to mention the time of all other people who actually give a shit about having these conversations. So if your entire fucking purpose seems to be just to shitpost, I'm going to warn you numerous times, but eventually I'm going to mute you from the channel because you're just wasting everyone's time. And speaking of which, thank you for your time.